So definitely a different view. And perhaps a better, more comparable view. It's all about comparisons. All right, this is revenue. Not a whole lot happening. We can probably rescale this and see if we get a better picture. It's already rescaled. Double rescale. All right, so let's do the other thing. We have the other price categories. All right, this is revenue. Let's see. What's going on with Cupcake? It looked like it was doing better the last time we looked at it, relative to all the brands, as opposed to relative to just the over the $10 brands. Although this is $20,000, $40,000 per week, so it has increased. Let's look at market share defined in terms of revenue. Again, we're going to reuse our command. All right. Same thing by date, and remember high is a price category, so by date and price category, it's only two price categories. Add up the revenue for all the brands in each category for each period. And then the second part, take my brand's revenue, and divide it by the total revenue in my in my price category in each period, and that's my market share too. All right, let's see how this looks. $10. Menage a Trois doing well. Outside of that, I think separating those into price categories really changes things a bit. This is for over $10. Again, Cupcake's doing well. Mirasu hasn't changed a hair. Bogle slightly increasing. Clos du Bois decreasing. All right. My God, relative price by price segment. All right, same thing as before, we're just going to do it by price segment. You can see why this would lend itself to Tableau. How many graphs have we generated so far?
Too many.
Too many? Not enough, there's never enough graphs. All right, for under $10, Behringer, again, if we go back to our other relative price, Behringer was under, now it's pretty much close to the rest. Blackstone, pretty similar. Seller number 8, pretty similar. Fetzer is cheap even in the under 10 category. Same with Piano is staccato. Menage a trois is on the higher end, and Mondavi's on the higher end. All right. Relative price, Cupcake is a little bit lower, Estancia a little bit higher, J-Lo a little bit higher, and again with a lot more variance. Sterling dead on average. Bogle a little bit lower, as with Chateau Ste. Michelle and Mirassou. All right. So let's do this. Let's look at the growth rate of Cupcake. So we're just going to run a regression. Cases against time. And our coefficient on time is 2.5. What does that mean? What does that mean? How do we interpret our coefficient on time? Nobody?
By period?
What's by period?
No?
Yeah, what is it?
Isn't it by, well, I mean, our time frame is done in periods for this data set, right?
Yeah, weeks. In this case, weeks.
So wouldn't it mean we'd want to well, to get the total, we'd want to multiply it by 13, right?
For annual, yeah.
Isn't it just cases are growing at a rate of 2.5
Per
per week
period.
Exactly.
or per period?
Boom, yeah. Multiplied by 13 would give us our annual. That's it. So that's exactly right. Cases are growing by 2.5, Cupcake's growing by 2.5 cases per week. On average, that's about 13 cases, I'm sorry, 32 cases per year. Again, if we wanted to convert these to percentages, how do we do that?
Natural log.
Natural logs. Wow, it just happens to be here. Okay, so now we're growing by about 1% per week. That's pretty good. I don't know anyone that wouldn't take a 1% growth rate per week. That would be awesome. Imagine if your income grew by 1% per week. That would be cool. Okay, so this must be 4 weekend periods because it's by 13. So on annual, remember one of these is, well, annual it's 15%, 15.25. And that is, yeah. That's a pretty good growth rate. Let's see. Market share. So this, let's see, how do we interpret this? market share is already a percentage, right? So we would say here that market share is growing by about 0.1%, almost 0.2%, 1.7%, I'm sorry, 0.17% per period, before we can do period. Would you want to take the log of this?
No, it's
Why not?
already percentage.
It's already percentage, yeah. So it'd be awkward. So you get a percentage of a percentage, and it would be awkward. So this is already percentage, so yeah, you're growing by about, 0.1% per period. 0.1 percentage point per period, more accurately.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why did you use market share two? I mean, you generated market share two when you did the high and low with the dummy variable.
Yeah,
Does that make a difference
probably.
in?
Yeah, I think breaking it down by price segment is probably more accurate than looking at all 15 brands.
Okay.
So, the idea was to kind of zoom in and get the most, I think, accurate measure of how any one of the brands is doing. So, I think breaking it down by price segment is probably the most accurate. But since you asked, I just want to see how big of a difference there is between the two. That's strange. It's doing better in its market share than overall. I would have guessed the opposite, to be honest. But relative to all 15 brands, look at the coefficient on time. It's 0.09% versus 0.17%. So it's about half, a little less than half, a little more than half, excuse me. So it's performing better in its under 10 market share. Right, Cupcake was under 10? Under 10 market share. All right. And again, multiply times 13 to get the annual. Which we can do. About 1% per year. Any questions? So all we've done is generate graphs. I think what I want to do is I think what I want to do is have you do this in static. You'll have all your data set ready, and then we'll export it to Tableau. Because we're probably going to get, it wasn't that many, it wasn't too many, it was 2, 4, 10 graphs maybe? It seemed like a lot. It was probably about, was it more than 10? Am I off?
Yeah.
By
30-ish.
By 30-ish? So 10 plus or minus another 20 or 30. But that's even better though, because that means that it lends itself even more to something that can present all those in a more compact form. So we can click through and use Tableau to do that. Does that sound like a plan? Yeah. It's either that or we can do Tableau right now. But then you don't have the data set ready to go, so.
So I have a question about
Yeah.
Tableau. Since we really only did it that one time, we could only get, like, we could only export the data or import the data once and make all our graphs off that one set on that
Mhm.
one worksheet, kind of like Excel has the one workbook or whatever, right? We
Yeah.
don't have to like do it every single time we make a new graph.
No.
Okay, that's my question.
Yeah, so even if we have 40 graphs, which we don't, but even if we had 40 graphs, it would be one.
Workbook or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But it does take a little bit of effort to get it in the right format. So that's really where the trick comes in. It's getting it in, it's getting it in the right format. So I'd like to use Tableau as much as possible. The job I was telling you about earlier, I think they want some data visualization skills and all those kinds of things. So it's just becoming more and more popular. So that means we're done early. A first. Or we can hang out.
Yeah, so
I think everyone was like waiting like for real.
Well, I'm just thinking about doing the Tableau now. I think is going to be counterproductive because I think it's just too much for one day. So
You think it's budget.
it's probably going to be
who's gonna be the first one to move?
So I'm good. I'll hand out